Because people don't know. I know. I've been there with you. That the stuff you overcame to get to where you went. Talk about you had to learn how to walk again and stuff like that. You, about a year, they learn how to walk again and stuff like that. Tell people what you went through to get back where you needed to go.
Okay, first of all, I am going to say that the main thing I'm always concerned about is our health, period. But a lot of us do not take our vitamins, especially us black people. True. Not just women, but also men.
True.
And I tell my kids about this too because in 2022, I had weight loss surgery, and which I thank God for. And I'm not saying this to deter anybody from getting weight loss surgery because if you need to get it, get it. But at the same time, I didn't know that I had a vitamin deficiency.
Oh.
So because of that, after I had surgery, I noticed that my body had started getting numb from the waist down. And I got to the point that I couldn't hardly keep anything on my stomach, and I started losing feelings in my hand and my feet. They was going numb, but I didn't think nothing of it. I was still going to work because I do hair. I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I was doing hair and used to stand up every day, but I felt my thighs and my knees getting weak. But me thinking it just was part of the surgery, because I just had surgery, I didn't think nothing of it. But it got to the point that I had to say something, so I started going to my doctor that actually did the surgery and start complaining, that I feel like my hands are going numb, I can barely walk. I said, it got to be something wrong. They were like, no, you just had surgery, could be part of the surgery. And I ended up going to the emergency room a couple of times, and they remember they actually sent me back home. So they were saying, we can't find anything wrong with you. And so one day I was on my way to work, and I got to the point that I was barely able to move. Tim said, no, he said, you're going to the emergency room because he said something is wrong. So I went to go walk down my steps because I felt like I could walk out by myself and collapse right there to the point that I was completely paralyzed.
Dang.
And so they ended up listening to me for finally and ended up putting me in the hospital. I went to the hospital for what?
30 days, 30.
About almost 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah.
I had to completely learn how to walk all over again. Because I actually lost feeling in my legs from my thighs all the way down to my feet. I can no longer feel anything.
I wonder why them doctors do that. Like when you telling the doctor something's wrong, and they just kind of.
I'm not trying to be racist or anything, but when it comes to us, they don't really take what we say seriously.
That is a known fact, though.
Right.
That is a known fact, though.
I mean, we know our bodies, and we know there's something wrong with us.
Yeah.
To that day, from memory, I told them, she's not going nowhere.
When you took her to the hospital.
Because they were trying to send me back home, knowing that I had no feeling in my legs.
Even after you fell?
Yeah.
Really?
I heard a nurse to tell me, she was like, can you walk out of here? I said, I don't have any feelings in my legs. She actually wasn't going to let me walk out of the hospital. But how can I walk if I was completely paralyzed? So I called a doctor, one of the head doctors in my room, and I told him, I said, I don't feel good, and I said, I'm not going home. I said, y'all sent me home a couple times, and I said, I can't go home this time. And he went back and did some tests, and he came back and told me that I was paralyzed, and he said, we sent her straight to the room. He sent me to a room right then.
That's crazy.
Like with no problem.
Wow. That's,
That's ridiculous. I mean, I'm glad, you know what I'm saying, everything is okay, and I'm glad you said, nah, we're going to make sure she all right.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do, but that's crazy.
Yeah, but it took us both together to put our foot down and say, look, something is wrong. We don't know what's wrong, but it got to be something, because if she's saying that she don't have, feelings in her leg, why should you keep sending her back home when you know it has to be a problem? So, it's getting to the point that the emergency room sucks.
Yeah, that's a fact. No, that's a fact, though.
I wouldn't even suspect that's crazy.
Yeah,
and keep sending you home. Then,
but
I'm glad y'all had the will to just stand up to them people and say, nah, we ain't going this time, because a lot of people don't have that.
That's true. A lot of people just listen with doctor's orders. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so we just go ahead and leave.
But going back to what I said at the beginning, they found out that before I lost weight, I already had the deficiency, but after I completely lost weight, then they found out that because of the fact I wasn't taking vitamins like I should when I was heavy, the problem was already there. It just gotten worse after I lost weight. So that's why I said we have to take our vitamins. because it's a major part. Yeah, it's a major part of your health. Even if you choose not to take vitamins, you still can use the natural way to keep yourself healthy. But we have to learn how to take care of our bodies. That's the main thing.
That's true.
Her pill stack was like
really
that. She had to catch up on her vitamins just to rebuild everything.
Yeah, I had to rebuild my body all the way back over.
So how did you learn how to walk again? Like, you know,
determination.
Do it down the stairs.
I had to do physical therapy. In physical therapy, there's one excellent people. Shout out to physical therapy at the hospital, but they pretty much they don't baby you. They don't baby you. They don't sugarcoat anything. I had to get up every morning at 7 o'clock in the morning. From 7 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I had to rebuild myself up to learn how to walk again. And they actually make you stand up. They make you stand up, and they're like, okay, take a step. And mentally, you were like, you feel like you can, but physically you can't. So I had went through my days now where I actually cried and got frustrated because it's something I had to do, learn how to do all the way back over because I never done it before. Yeah. You don't ever think of yourself being in that type of predicament, but I had to, and I pushed myself because I had to do it for him and the kids. I couldn't allow myself to be taken care of because I'm too young. I don't want nobody having to take care of me when I'm able to do things for myself. So I made and willed myself to get up and learn how to walk all over.
That's the strength of a black woman. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's the strength of a black woman.
I know that's right.
Word up.
Yeah, so I'm doing fine now. I can pretty much do everything for myself, still walking everything, so.
Still beating up the big guy.
Yeah.
I know who to get on you now. Yeah.
But I got to shout out to Tim, my husband. He was wonderful through everything. I mean, he was there. Even though he had to work, he was still there several times a week to make sure I was okay. He took care of the kids by himself. Yeah. He took care of the bills and stuff by himself. You remember I was working at the time, so everything went on him. So between him and my oldest daughter, Marquita, which I love dearly, they took care of everything, and I appreciate them for that.
Strength of the black man and the black family. You see what I'm saying? That's real, because I remember that process when Tim, with a lot of that was going on. You know what I'm saying? You know, me and Tim, we worked together and everything, so we would be together a lot. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's I've been knowing Tim a long time, kid. I don't know if I can say this on camera if it's cool. I've been knowing Tim a long time. It's the only time I've seen that man cry. I swear it made me cry. I ain't lying. Big guy said, man, I got to be there for my wife, bro. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, it's going to be all right, Big Guy, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get through this together, man. You know what I mean? Like, for real, like, Big Guy was really like, so that's tough, man. So that's real, bro.
I can imagine. I mean, because I can't tell him how to feel. He has his own feelings, so I know it was hard, and I appreciate you for it.
Appreciate it.
There you go, big guy.
That's what's up.
Happy Valentine's Day.
It's crazy.